balanced view on politics in today's world. Based on facts, born of rationality, common sense, and logic, providing context on today's events. This is American Perspective with Rick Thomas.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to American Perspective. I am your host, Rick. So I was hoping that we could get somebody on the special guest on tonight, but we seem to be having a little bit of a challenge here. Okay, so it's good. So my special guest can hear me, which is interesting, but I am unable to hear them. So just really quick before we get things kicked off, make sure that you haven't got the audio muted in the bottom. Let's just make sure that's not the case. And make sure there's a little icon, a microphone icon with a little arrow next to it down at the lower left-hand corner. Make sure that it's using the proper card. It looks like you're muted. In fact, I see you're muted. So go down to the lower left corner and click OK. You're no longer muted anymore. So now you got to make sure that the audio card is properly checked. So make sure that same there's a little arrow down there that you can press and check your audio settings to make sure that you've got everything set up right. All right, folks, hopefully we'll get that worked out. If you hear this person pops in the middle, I'm leaving the channel open so that I can hear when they come on, when they finally get the set worked out. But anyway, all right, let's go ahead and get some things kicked off here. I'm kind of excited and anticipating this interview. It was requested for sure. We're going to hopefully see if we can get this to function here. Unfortunately it's a world away, literally. So I can't transport myself there to help out. Unfortunately, but anyway. All right. You know what? While I was getting all set up, I missed changing the pledge. So give me just a second here. If all the things that can go wrong all happen at once. Anyway. All right. So tonight we have Pops McGroin. Pops McGroin is up for the pledge. So if you are of mine, please stand or remove your hat if you're wearing one like me. And place your hand over your heart and follow along with Pops McGroin as he recites the pledge. Oh, can't forget his partner. He recites the pledge. He and his partner recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God bless America.
All right, and of course I thank them for that wonderful rendition of the pledge. If you would like to hear your rendition of the pledge played here on the program, all you need to do is record yourself performing the pledge or reciting the pledge in your style. Take that audio file, video file, whatever kind of file, attach it to an email address and send it off to me. Send it to fans, FANS, at AmericanPerspective.online. That's fans, FANS, at AmericanPerspective.online. And, so let's go ahead and get the headline sponsor here. I'm just kind of going through all these. Well, before I get to that, keep in mind, I am drinking tonight. There is the Buffalo Trace that I am partaking of, and it is in the Whiskey Warrior P1 glass. It takes stones to drink with whiskey. There they are right there. There's the requisite stones in the glass. So let's go ahead and take our first sip. That's some good stuff there. All right, let's go on to our headline sponsor. Still no sound, not getting any sound. I'm not sure why, but anyway, So here, the headline sponsor, of course, is the Institute on the Constitution. The Institute on the Constitution was established in 2004 as a 501c3 nonprofit with one singular mission: to restore constitutional republic through grassroots education. All courses and materials are developed using primary source documents and taught from the American view of law and government as defined in the Declaration of Independence in the following 3 key points. 1, there is a God. 2, our rights come from him. And 3, the purpose of civil government is to secure and protect our God-given rights. The IOTC offers the opportunity to educate yourself on our most precious founding document, the Constitution of the United States. They also provide tools to educate your community and get involved with local government. Start by taking their free U.S. Constitution course and go from there. Use my affiliate link, iotc.americanperspective.online, to sign up. And while you are there, take a moment to look through their other course material and information. My affiliate link, once again, is iotc.americanperspective.online to get great content, to learn about our historical founding, and support the show in the process. That's iotc.americanperspective.online. Wow. I just totally lost where I was. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. Or if you, if you just want to purchase this fabulous Saddleback leather-bound U.S. Constitution to support the show, go to constitution.americanperspective.online. Take a look at this wonderful book. It's got 1/8 of an inch of Saddleback leather wrapped around pages that are water and tear resistant. No cheap glue here, folks. There is stitched all the way through the leather and the pages contained within. It's got a 100-year warranty against materials and manufacturing defects, such that if there is a problem, you can send it back to the manufacturer and they will either fix it or replace it for free. It is Buddy tested. Rest in peace, my friend. Buddy approved. Billy tasted, Billy approved, and my youngest whiskey warrior has confirmed that the information contained within will help you to obtain your civics badge in Scouts. It also will probably help you to get your civics exam taken care of as well. So head on over to the constitution.americanperspective.online website. Get yours today. And also don't forget to check out the rest of the Institute on the Constitution's offerings. And I appreciate them for allowing me to be a brand affiliate. Yeah, still no sound. I'm not hearing any sound from you. And that's interesting because I can do the test and I can hear when I do the audio settings test, I can actually hear. So like for an example, you guys can all hear that, right? Those bells playing, right? I hope so. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear those bells, because I know you can hear me, but how about the bells? Can you hear the bells? Because I want to make sure I'm not hearing something weird. That's kind of a dinging thing that's there. Hopefully you guys should be able to hear those dinging. Yeah, the music. Perfect. So that tells me that part's working. So I don't know. It's anyway. All right. We'll keep working on it, or I should say my guest will keep working on it, trying to get in. The alternative method would be to maybe give try the one of the phone numbers, and we could just go with the phone. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna keep moving on here through the show until we can figure this out. I'm hoping, but of course tonight is Saturday, and so we will go ahead and let's go ahead with tonight's. Yeah, you're not supposed to be able to hear any bells. Yeah, you're not supposed to. The audience is. The audience is supposed to hear bells. Anyway, all right. Let's go to On This Day in American History. Get the teacher glasses out. All right. And, of course, with On This Day in American History, we read from the American Patriots Almanac, written by William J. Bennett and John T.E. Cribb, chock full of all kinds of factoids. You can see right here we're starting to run low. We're coming to the end of the year for this, so we're starting to run low in terms of the calendar year for it. But tonight, it seems kind of fitting that we would go ahead and be talking about the White House just because of the fact that, well, let's be honest, the White House is undergoing another renovation. And so, yeah, so here we are, November 1st, for the White House. On the afternoon of November 1st, 1800, an unannounced coach rolled to a stop before a grand but unfinished edifice in a weedy field in the new capital of Washington, D.C. John Adams climbed out and wandered inside the building, thus becoming the first president to occupy what we now call the White House. The next day, he wrote his wife, "I pray heaven to bestow the best of blessings on this house, and all that shall hereafter inhabit it. May none but honest and wise men ever rule under this roof." Well, we already know that's been blown out of the water because Biden's gone and spent time in the White House. Anyway, continuing back in the book. When Abigail arrived 2 weeks later, she was disappointed by the unready state of the home, but she made the best of it. The great unfinished audience room I made a drawing room of to hang up clothes in, she wrote her daughter. In the Republic's early days, the people called the mansion the President's House. The name White House came into use after workers whitewashed its stone walls. Today, the building is painted white. It takes 570 gallons to cover the outside. The mansion was badly damaged but rebuilt after the British burned it in 1814 during the War of 1812. It has been the home of every president except George Washington. The White House is considered the first family's private home, and each president has made a few changes. The residence, which is the living quarters portion of the White House, has 6 levels, 132 rooms, 35 bathrooms, 412 doors, and 28 fireplaces to accommodate all the people living, working, and visiting there. Recreation facilities include a movie theater, bowling lane, swimming pool, jogging track, and tennis court. Thomas Jefferson, who was the 3rd president, opened the White House for tours. Since then, except during wartime, the home of America's head of state has remained open to the public free of charge. That is today's On This Day in American History. Okay. So, yeah, it's been remodeled several times. This everybody already knows. It's been remodeled quite often. So, anyway. So we're still working on the audio portion here just to get things going. So we're just going to kind of hold off on that. There's Palms. Palms made it in the beginning. That's awesome. Let's see. Let's see if I can try and get some connection here. I see my guest. I can see them. I just can't hear them. And apparently they can hear me. So yeah, it's just it's kind of an interesting little situation. We're in an asymmetrical connection here. So yeah. So a little bit of an asymmetrical connection. So hopefully this will get itself worked out here in just a moment. But anyway, all right. Let me go ahead and I'll do the introduction. Hopefully we'll get this worked out. But I'll do the introduction here. And so, how's the best way for me to start this? We all know, for an example, that transgenders have taken a forefront in America's news and everything else. We've had a lot of conversations, about transgenderism in the news. There's been a lot of back and forth about it. And so this particular individual, who has been a long time Whiskey Warrior P1 requested to come on the show, and because, let's just say that there's a story that needs to be told here. And so I am willing and able to, of course, allow this individual and bring this individual on to discuss this this is a sensitive topic. And for the most part, I think pretty much everybody here on the show understands my position on a lot of these things. So the hope, if we can get the audio issues worked out, the hope is that we'll be able to have a meaningful and clear discussion with regards to all of this in the situation that we're in. Let me see. There might be like I said, the ideal situation obviously would be that we would get them on camera and everything, but we'll just have to see if there's any way that maybe the individual could instead call in. If I have to, I will try and stand up the phone call-in number that I usually use, but I'd rather try and get it through this. And just see if we can get a telephone number and stuff going for this individual. But anyway, as I was saying, now keep in mind, obviously, this individual is, very well known to you, Whiskey Warrior P1. So this will be a interesting and first-time experience in order to speak with this individual directly. You've talked to him through chats, and I keep bouncing around their name only because, I've already put it up in the show description, so no reason to necessarily tap dance around that one. But Becky, our Australian contingent, is attempting here to get the audio up and running. Let's hope. I won't put them on the screen until I can get the audio until I can get audio here. Only just because of the fact that I really like to try and get the conversation going. We do have chat communication, but obviously that's between it would be obviously better with audio as soon as we can get the audio going. But while we sort of wait to see what happens here, obviously, here in America, we have the food stamp benefits for 42 million Americans are in jeopardy. Now, there is some question as to whether or not the judges can actually order Donald Trump to go ahead and okay, Becky's looking to call in instead, so we'll see if that works out, hopefully. And if all we can do is do audio, then so be it. That's fine. But anyway, as I was saying, the food stamp benefits, the judges, of course, put out that there were two of them, in fact, that put out this whole thing with regards to food stamp benefits and trying to force the Trump administration to utilize emergency funding in order to be able to do that. Now, there is some question as to whether or not that actually is able to have that happen because of the fact that something really isn't. Oh, wait. I heard a little woof of your thumb. I think when you ran across the microphone, I heard it. I heard something. Anyway, yeah, still no sound, but I did hear something on it. Maybe just pull the earphones out and let's just see if that is going to do something. I mean, if it ends up giving us echo, it gives us echo. I'm at the point now where it really doesn't matter. Anyway, pull out the earphones. Pull out the earphones. No, from your phone, just pull them out. Take them out. Take them out. Just get rid of them. Take them out. Yeah, your phone or whatever, just get rid of them. Let's see if we can get at least some sort of audio. Anyway, as I was saying, food stamp benefits for 42 million Americans are in jeopardy, and judges tried to order Donald Trump. The question is whether or not they actually, number one, can, and number two, whether or not the orders are actually legal. So we're just going to have to kind of see what happens here with that. All right, let's see if maybe we can go to some sort of a backup here. I'm getting to the point where we just need to get something on the set here. So let's see. Can do this. Live video or live audio, live something. Anyway. Give me just a second here. Let's see. This obviously isn't working. I wish it was, but we'll go to backup here. I hope that's the right. Nope, not the right password. Hold on. Too far. Nope. One more time here. Really? Oh, wait a minute. I know why. Come on. Wow. I am having difficulty. Even getting my my phone system up. Ugh, really? No, I know I did it. Okay, this is I'm sorry folks, I really am. I'm trying to get this alternative method here up that maybe we can get some kind of action. There we go. Got in. All right. I'm going to post the show here, but I want to change the settings. Let's go to change. Oh, yes. let's okay, so here we go. This is, we'll see if we can get anything here. Oh. Yeah. I want that one.
You are connected as the host.
Okay.
Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
Alrighty, folks. So that gets me there. Now it's just a matter of getting Becky to try logging into through her web browser the line to see, and we'll see if we can maybe get the audio working over there. You can do it through your phone if you want or something. I mean, I would try that if you can. If not, then go to wait a minute. So that's not right. Let's see. What's the number? Oh. I would hate to have you have to do international calling, but all else has to fail here. There's a phone number for it. Oh, sorry. Yeah. No. It's connected to the register. No, I don't think so. But there you go. We can do it hopefully do it this way. One of these other two things. Yeah, that's funny. Coco mentioned that because of the sound, it sounded like she was connecting to the register, but that's not the case. So, yeah, we're just going to have to see what happens here. Yeah, this is a bit of a crisis. So we should have. I honestly, I should have tried. I should have had you join a little bit earlier than this. But anyway. All right. Let me just continue on with the show. We'll keep talking. I know a lot of people are going to want to say this, but apparently Trump has now recognized the ongoing Christian genocide down over in Nigeria. And he basically has said that they better quit doing what they're doing. I don't know how that's going to work out, but whatever. So we'll have to see what happens here, for that. Also too, Kamala Harris. Yeah, she went on a bit of a, well, let's just say a bit of a rant with all of this. So, let's see. Let me get this up here. She dropped a few F-bombs. So, let's take a listen to this. This is really classy from our former VP attempted presidential candidate.
Are you fucking kidding me? This guy wants to create a ballroom for his rich friends while completely turning a blind eye to the fact that babies are going to starve when the SNAP benefits end in just hours from now? Come on. So what? I'm not going to be distracted by, oh, does the guy have a big fucking hammer? What about those babies?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. First of all, she doesn't seem to understand, of course, that the ballroom isn't for, you know, her or his friends. The ballroom's for the United States of America. And actually that Donald Trump had done this, had tried to do this back under the Obama administration era, as far as the ballroom is concerned. But But anyway, I totally digress here. But so anyway, yeah, we tried. Wow, I mean, talk about some certain trash, literally trash talking. He's trash talking something that doesn't have any. Yeah. Anyway, and by the way, she's been attempting to essentially try and equate that with the SNAP program, but the SNAP program, yeah, it didn't quite work out as far as that goes, and we'll just have to see what the heck happens here, but anyway. All right, let's see. What else do we have that I can tap into? I don't know where, it looks like the National Guard is going to be, deployed in the DC area until February right now. And, so there you go. By the way, apparently another judge, a leftist judge, has ruled that Trump can't require proof of citizenship for voters. I actually was questioning this. I know Bonnie was asking about this at one point, and I'm just going to say that, yeah, this is definitely something that, yeah, sorry, Coco. She's Becky is working on it, but is apparently a little unsuccessful here trying to get through. I don't know what's going on, but if you have to drop the Zoom to do what I asked you, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Let's just anyway. Calling in, I think, would be the best option at this point. And I posted a web page or a web link for you to use. You just need to add the AP Online to the end of it to see if you can get in, and I'll be able to see once you're connected. I'll be able to see and bring you on, hopefully, once you're connected. So we'll hopefully get this, at least audio-wise, going. And see, hopefully that'll work. But anyway, I apologize for this. But as I was saying, so the lefty judge rules that he can't require proof of citizenship. And, honestly, this is the first time that I'll have to go with the lefty judge. But yeah, you kind of can't. I mean, the Constitution clearly states that it is that all elections are the responsibility of the states themselves. As far as the elections go, the states themselves are essentially mostly in charge. There is a small amount there's a small amount of responsibility on Congress, but Congress by itself, the president has nothing to do with it. So it would have been in the president's court had Congress passed the SAVE Act. And so, unfortunately, I mean, again, this is one of those things. This is one of those things that, yeah, the president definitely doesn't have the ability necessarily to do this. So unfortunately, that's just the way of it. So yeah, I'd love to be able to back up President Trump, but it's not going to be, that's not going to be the case. I can't, because it literally, constitutionally speaking, he does not have the authority at all. Even though the White House spokesperson or spokesperson said in an email that President Trump has exercised his lawful authority to ensure only American citizens are casting ballots in American elections. Yeah, unfortunately, it's because, again, that Constitution, you start getting constitutionally speaking on one thing, and yeah, it's a bit of a challenge for all of that. So we're just going to have to see what the heck happens with this. But yeah, the ruling was in response to lawsuits filed by multiple groups, including the Democrat National Committee, as well as Democrats in Congress, such as Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. He put his 2 cents in. And one of the groups that's suing, the Campaign Legal Center, said this federal court ruling reaffirms that no president has the authority to control our election systems and processes. The Constitution gives states and Congress, not the president, the responsibility and authority to regulate our elections. And again, that's just, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to say it. That's true. That is true. As much as I would love to see President Trump be able to do that, he cannot do that. It is unfortunate that he has overstepped his authority here, and that's the challenge: is that he overstepped his authority. No longer, not the judges, but he did, which honestly is, again, just one of those things that, like I said, I'll call out. I will call out if if Trump does something on the backside that he's not supposed to do, because, again, let's face it, that Trump has a bit of a challenge there when it comes to that. So I don't know why that didn't go. So anyway. Still trying to get the audio going. Did you check? Did you check the chat? I put in a couple things. Maybe you can try calling in on my audio line. Check the chat there. There's a couple options. You can either go by phone or you can go by web. So we'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to see you when you come in. Anyway. All right, we'll continue on. I'll try and see what we can do here, but anyway, let's go ahead and get an ad out of the way, just because it's about that time. So all right. So every morning I start with, of course, a good old cup of coffee, 16-ounce cup of coffee. And yeah, if you still haven't tried 1775 coffee, now is your shot. The 1775 starter kit has dropped. There's only a small number of units available. In each unit, you're going to get the bold dark roast that hits hard. And then you'll also receive the smooth medium roast, as well as the Vitality Mushroom Coffee, which has clean energy and laser focus with no crash. All of them are single origin, small batch, toxin-free, and mold-free. Plus, you'll also receive my personal favorite, the gold spoon clip, because freedom isn't scooped with plastic. You'll also receive a frother that is strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions. Yeah, that's going to be fun. And a black 1775 tumbler. All of these things you will receive. That is $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for just the low, low price of $99. This is for the ones who've been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble and wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler alert, it is. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio. That / by the way, is the question mark key on your keyboard. So go to 1775coffee.com / and grab your starter kit before they are gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something, just like Rumble does. Go to 1775coffee.com / studio, STUDIO. and grab your starter kit today. All right. Well, we're still holding, trying to be in a holding pattern. This is very interesting. Okay, in the redistricting world. Yes. In the redistricting world. Oh, I thought I saw something go. Yeah. In the redistricting world, Ohio has apparently unanimously approved the new GOP-leaning map, which just adds more to the redistricting. So yeah. Actually see if this works. It should, but let me just see if it does here. See what happens when I do this. Oh, whoops. Try this again. Only this time. Oh, it's not. No, that can't possibly be it. Oh, that's why. Anyway, the redistricting happened. They're happy. And of course, that's just going to fuel the fire. That's just going to fuel the fire. So, oh, interesting. That wasn't found on the server. Why was that not found on the server? Hmm. Oh. That's interesting. Let me see what happened here. So let's update the settings here. Hold on, what happened? Ah. Let's
You are connected as the host. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
Yeah, I know I can. Give me a second. Try and see. There we go. All right. So this is the okay. I had to get the proper web page. There it is. Check your chat, Becky. Check your chat in Zoom. Check the Zoom chat. There's a new web link you can use, and once you should get up to a this is what it should look like. Hold on. All this wonderful technology. This is what it should look like when you get there. So give that a try. Hopefully you should be able to link right to it, and then maybe we'll get some audio going. I hope. Here we go. So, Yeah, so Coco's asking if I use StreamYard. I don't. But here's the thing: is that I have Becky on a Zoom call. The problem is that I can see video. I just can't get audio from Becky. So something is going on with the microphone in Zoom. Either the Zoom call, the Zoom microphone isn't connecting, or something like that. Yeah, I don't know how to necessarily help per se. But I have an alternative option that hopefully we're gonna be getting some type of a connection here. And of course, I'm trying to use something that doesn't invoke international calling. So this is hopefully going to help get at least audio running somewhere. And of course, once that happens, then I'm going to probably have to mute my audio to Becky, but hopefully this will work. I'm hoping and praying, because then we can shut down the Zoom call and call it good and at least be able to talk. So, but anyway, we'll see. Unfortunately, this is all on Becky to hopefully get something going here, because unfortunately I can't I can't automatically teleport. I wish I could, but I can't automatically teleport. So yeah, anyway, all right, where was I? Oh yes, Ohio. So Ohio unanimously approved the new GOP leaning map. The redistricting commission voted unanimously to adopt the map that favors the GOP in 12 of the state's 15 congressional districts. The Buckeye State now joins a growing list of Republican-led states redrawing the map to strengthen the party's advantage in the House of Representatives in an effort to encouraged, of course, by Donald Trump. So unlike other states that have held special sessions for redistricting, Ohio was legally required to adopt a new map. The state's constitution mandates a redraw because the 2021 map lacked bipartisan backing, making it valid only for 4 years instead of the usual 10. So the new lines put several Democratic incumbents in jeopardy. Representative Marcy Kaptur's district, for example, which Trump won by 7 points in 2024, will shift even further to the right. Representative Greg Landsman's Cincinnati-based seat would also lean more Republican, while Amelia Sykes of Akron could gain a slight advantage from newly added Democratic areas. So the Republicans could have pushed through a more aggressive map via the state legislature, where they hold a supermajority. However, passing a bipartisan plan through the 7-member redistricting commission offers an advantage by insulating the GOP from legal challenges ahead of the 2026 race. So there you go. And of course, Republican Governor Mike DeWine, who sits on the redistricting commission, said, according to the Signal Ohio, which I'm assuming is a thing there. But anyway, that it would be he said, I would just say this darn well could be a 12-3 map. Those are pretty darn good numbers, and I think it lessens the chance there'll be a referendum that our side might lose. So there you go. Ohio's move is coming amid a broader nationwide battle over redistricting as both parties try to lock in favorable maps ahead of the next election cycle. Trump has urged Republican-controlled states to act. Texas, Missouri, and North Carolina have already approved their new maps, expected to net the GOP up to 7 additional seats. Now, don't forget, Prop 50 is up for election on Tuesday, and so it's going to be kind of interesting to see where this goes with Prop 50 as far as that is concerned. We'll have to see. I know that there's plenty of people out there, especially in Democrat-controlled California, that seem to hate Trump, hate the idea that the Republicans could actually like make it somewhere in terms of this. And so, yeah, we'll kind of have to see what happens here with that. Let me see something here, make sure that we have. That's on. Let's see. Oh, I don't want that. Well, I did hear it, so come on. Hopefully. See, the funny thing is I can see Becky working diligently in the background here because I've got the video going, trying to come up with something here in an attempt to try and get this audio going. And unfortunately, I don't have much in the way of that. But anyway, as I was saying, in California, the voters are going to decide on Tuesday whether or not to transfer the map-making authority from the state's independent commissions back to the legislature. Now, keep in mind, the voters moved it from the legislature over to the independent commission. And, yeah, they, they're trying. They really are trying. Also, Virginia Democrats are seeking to redraw their maps to gain up to 3 additional seats there as well. Not all of the Democrat-led states are actually on board with this. So, by the way, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, according to this Daily Caller piece, has faced strong resistance from Illinois State Democrats over his push to redraw their already heavily gerrymandered congressional map. Maryland, Democratic Maryland Senate President Bill Ferguson this week rejected his colleagues' calls for a special session to revisit the state maps, calling the idea catastrophic. Yeah, so anyway, we'll just have to kind of see what the heck happens in the near future. Again, like I said, there seems to be a massive push, for the most part, there seems to be a massive push for redistricting in Republican-led states. But, yeah, so anyway, speaking of upcoming races and that kind of stuff, here are some of the mayoral races to watch. Obviously, New York City. And which, by the way, I saw some exit polling, well, they're calling them exit polling, but exit polling data that is indicating that Mamdani is still ahead. However, he is only ahead in certain ethnic groups. Gee, I wonder why. It seems that certain religious groups like Christians and Jews and that are not voting for the guy. So we'll have to see if that translates to a win in his particular case. But, yeah, he is, yeah. So there you go. We're going to have to kind of see. The leading candidate is, of course, Mamdani. So we'll just have to kind of see if that one goes through. Minneapolis is a highly competitive race that has emerged for the mayor. The incumbent mayor, Jacob Fry, is a member of the Democratic Farmer Labor Party. He's seeking re-election to a 3rd term. He's being challenged by State Senator Omar Fattah, who is a member of Minneapolis's large Somali community. as well as Dwayne Davis, who is the chaplain of the Minnesota Senate. So we'll see what happens here, but Fattah's challenge has attracted attention for his youth and his progressive political views, drawing comparisons, of course, to Mam Danny. So he's been endorsed by Ilhan Omar, who is also a Somali American, as well as a bunch of left-wing groups. So we'll just have to see where that one goes. Cincinnati, which borders Kentucky along the Ohio River, is holding another highly charged mayoral contest with some big names. The incumbent, Aftab Purvol, I don't know how that's pronounced, but anyway, we'll give it a try. Is seeking re-election to a second term and is running against Kerry Bowman, who is the half-brother of Vice President J.D. Vance. The mayoral race is nominally nonpartisan, although Purvol and Bowman have been endorsed by their city's Democrat and Republican parties, respectively. Vance, of course, has endorsed and spoken in favor of his half-brother's candidacy. Atlanta, which also has a mayoral race as well. Incumbent Mayor Andre Dickens is seeking re-election to a second term. He is running against three minor candidates: Helmut Domolgalski, who is an LGBTQ-focused activist; former Atlanta police officer Kalena Jackson; and Eddie Meredith, a community organizer. There's no major polling on the race, though it is widely expected that Dickens is actually going to win re-election. So those are the mayoral races that are out there for large cities. So that's pretty interesting to watch. We'll have to see what's going on there. So, speaking of which, let's go ahead and hit this is going to be part of the Moron Files. But we'll go ahead and hit this. Apparently, Harvard students are crying because asking that they're Harvard. I mean, this is college. You're supposed to work hard in college, okay? And apparently they are now crying and saying that asking them to work hard is bad for their mental health. Really? So a Harvard report found that grade inflation was a major problem and urged more serious academic standards. And here's some of the responses. Sophie, oh boy, I'm not even going to try. She's 29, said that the report felt dismissive of students' hard work and academic struggles. She says, the whole entire day I was crying. I skipped classes on Monday and I was just sobbing in bed because I felt like I try so hard in my classes and my grades aren't even the best. It just felt soul-crushing. Another 29-year-old, Kayla Aronson, said that stricter standards could take a serious toll on students' mental health. She said, it makes me rethink my decision to come to school. I killed myself all throughout high school to try and get into this school, and I was looking forward to being fulfilled by my studies now rather than being killed by them. Yeah. Okay. So here's another one. Zara Rona, oh boy, I can't even do it, added that grading already felt harsh. Really? Grading felt harsh. Okay. And raising standards further would only erode students' ability to enjoy their classes. Okay. Case in point, folks. You're there to learn. You're there to learn for a purpose. You're there to learn and be able to perform certain tasks, like being able to pass subject level exams. And yet you're sitting here trying to say that, oh yeah, we're supposed to enjoy our classes. Well, if you went into the wrong field, then yeah, I can see why you wouldn't enjoy your classes. But anyway, she says, I can't reach my maximum level of enjoyment just learning the material because I'm so anxious about the midterms, so anxious about the papers. And because I know it's so harshly graded. If that standard is raised even more, it's unrealistic to assume that people will enjoy their classes. Well, guess what? Welcome to reality. Welcome to reality. Oh, folks, man, I'm going to tell you. The purpose of a top school, this is in Front Page Magazine, by the way. The purpose of a top school is, in theory, to winnow out the best. In this case, it's the best whiners who are responding to any setback, crying and claiming that asking them to work hard threatens their mental health. Oh, I'm sorry. I suppose you're under the understanding that life is supposed to be easy and not difficult? I mean, really? Oh, yeah. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine that. Well, this could be part of the problem. I mean, most of these kids that are in school like that, they're Dems. They're Democrat focused, and so on and so forth. Well, there's some more bad news, of course, and this just continues over and over and over again. I don't know why, but Politico published yesterday the results of some focus groups that were held. Oh, I think I already covered this. Oh, I may have covered this a couple of episodes ago. Anyway. Anyway, so yeah, it just points out that Democrats are weak and woke. Those are the two phrases that were used to describe the Democrat Party in terms of the newest polling. So yeah, anyway. Any progress? Might be attempting. I'm not exactly sure what Becky is attempting here. Shall see. Anyway. All right. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Hey, I don't know if anybody caught this, but yeah, your gas prices might come in cheaper as time goes on. Oil prices have fallen for the third straight month, and OPEC is considering boosting some output. So weak factory activity in China, the stronger U.S. dollar, and reports that OPEC is going to add more barrels to production in December have combined to push oil prices lower, setting them on a course for their third monthly decline in a row. And okay, I'm going to cut that off, because it looks like Becky has left the Zoom call. Or maybe not. Yes. No, it looks like she has. All right. So anyway, at the time of the writing, Brent crude was trading at $64.61 per barrel, with West Texas Intermediate trading at $60.16 per barrel. And that's, of course, down from $76 per barrel for Brent crude and $62 per barrel for WTI at the end of September. And what does this mean? Well, it actually means that potentially the pump, we might be getting a little bit lower prices at the pump, but don't expect it to happen anytime in the near future. I mean, at least not the immediate future, because you have to remember that as prices in the crude oil drops, then you still have to add on things like the refinery and everything else. And so So basically what's going to end up happening is it's going to take a little while. But according to Reuters, this would combine with rising non-OPEC supply continuing to pressure oil prices. The publication cited U.S. Energy Information Administration preliminary data suggesting the U.S. crude output hit 13.6 million barrels daily for the week, daily in the week to October 24th. And the process of, or the prospect, I should say, of China agreeing to buy U.S. energy should have had a bullish effect on prices, but that effect appears to have been offset by data showing factory activity in China has actually shrank by more than what analysts had expected, falling to the lowest in 6 months. The PMI reading for the month stood at 49 versus the 49.6 expected by economists polled by Reuters. So, yeah. Oil prices are falling, and so that may get reflected at the pump, but it's going to take a little bit of time for it to filter through. So we're just going to have to see what's going on with that. Okay, let's see. Oh, here's another little news factoid. Trump has apparently decided, or has sat down with CBS News anchor Norah O'Donnell for a 60 minutes interview. He did that on Halloween, so last night. His first appearance on the show since suing and reaching a settlement with the parent company Paramount in July. The interview, which was conducted at Trump's Florida residence and event venue, Mar-a-Lago, is scheduled for air tomorrow. CBS stated that O'Donnell asked Trump about a range of topics, including Chinese leader Xi Jinping, Venezuela, Israel, the government shutdown, immigration, and deployment of National Guard troops. The interview marked Trump's first appearance on the show since he filed a lawsuit against Paramount, which is now Paramount Skydance, the parent company of CBS, in October of last year over the 60 Minutes interview with the then Democratic presidential candidate and cackling moron, Vice President Kamala Harris, ahead of the 2024 presidential election. Trump's lawsuit alleged that CBS deceptively edited the interview in order to benefit Harris in the 2024 election. 60 Minutes has strongly denied that allegation, of course. Trump, who was the Republican president, who was the Republican presidential candidate at the time, was also invited to appear on 60 Minutes ahead of the 2024 election, but declined the offer. So Paramount in July agreed to pay $16 million to settle the lawsuit. And Trump said that he also expected to receive another $20 million in advertising and public service announcements from Paramount Skydance. So, yeah, there you go. We'll have to watch that and see what happens with that. So, there you go. Okay. Now, bouncing back and forth. We'll see what happens here. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, well, I didn't talk about this very much, but federal agents are investigating where the BLM millions actually really went. So federal prosecutors have launched an investigation into the senior leaders of Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation amid allegations that tens of millions of dollars raised during the 2020 protests were mishandled, according to two sources familiar with the matter who spoke to Fox News. The probe is led by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Central District of California and is reportedly focused on whether officials with the organization or its affiliate groups improperly used charitable donations collected following the death of George Floyd in May of 2020. The foundation reported raising more than $90 million that year as demonstrations spread throughout the United States. And of course, the investigators have issued subpoenas and executed at least one search warrant as part of the ongoing inquiry, according to the report. No criminal charges have been filed at this time, and the Department of Justice has not commented publicly on the case as of yet. So yeah. And as Ms. T of Texas says, they went to buy large mansions. Yeah. The inquiry, by the way, also reportedly encompasses other black-led groups that gained prominence during the 2020 protests. According to a statement in the Associated Press, the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation denied that it is the subject of a criminal investigation, federal criminal investigation. The organization said, "We remain committed to transparency and accountability." Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Questions about the BLMGNF's finances have persisted for years. In early 2022, several state attorney generals launched inquiries into whether the organization had properly disclosed its financial activity and charitable status. Tax filings released later that year showed that the group had paid millions of dollars to firms linked to individuals with ties to the organization, prompting renewed scrutiny from watchdog groups and lawmakers. There we go. All right. Oh, let's see. What else do we have? Oh, yeah, like this really doesn't really surprise anybody. I mean, it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. A leftist influencer calls for more violence against MAGA, of course. So the liberal podcaster Jennifer Welch urged Democrats to get on board with anti-MAGA aggression. She's a left-wing co-host of the podcast I've Had It, which boasts over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Man, I could just dream for that. That would be fantastic. Anyway. In a recent episode of the podcast, she not only praised those celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk, but actually called for more of it. I don't know if anybody has seen this, but I've seen some comments running around on social media. They're all talking about, Charlie Kirk and not Charlie Kirk, but JD Vance and Erica Kirk, and like how Erica Kirk is going to, well, let me rephrase that. How JD Vance is going to divorce Usha Vance and go to Erica Kirk because JD Vance and Erica Kirk are, they're both white. I don't know where these people get these ideas. I really don't. I mean, as far as I know, J.D. Vance and Usha Vance and their kids are happy. They're absolutely happy. I just don't understand this idea that maybe, possibly, that there would be a bit of a challenge or, a possibility of the fact that J.D. Vance is going to divorce his wife and run off with Charlie Kirk's wife. I don't see that happening. I really don't. I just don't. And apparently the woman said, if you think this Zoran thing is happening just in New York and you think people are waking up only in New York City, you are mistaken. And then she continues on and says, look at this clip of a wine mom at No King's March, before playing a clip of showing a No King's protester saying she was glad that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. The woman said Charlie Kirk is horrible. And that was, of course, she was talking to Caitlin Bennett. And the woman goes, Charlie Kirk is horrible. Yes, I'm glad he's not here. Bennett asked, you're glad he's dead? Yes, the woman replied. Why would you say something like that, ma'am? Bennett asked. And because he was horrible on campuses, the college campuses, horrible person. Yeah. And Bennett asked, you know what? I do the exact same thing. Would you be glad if I died? And she goes, maybe. I'd have to think about it. I mean, these people are sick. Let's just put it that way. They're just sick. Anyway, after watching the clip, Welsh, the podcast host, laughed and said, so listen up, Democratic establishment. You can either jump on board with this, or we're coming after you in the same way that we come after MAGA, period. Really? Okay. Sure. Ah, jeez, these people, I'm just saying. All right. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, I got a comment. Most of the time yeah. Okay, so Becky's jumped into the chat over there, so that's fine. We'll just reschedule. It's no problem. We'll just do it another time. It's not a big deal. Okay, so all of that being said, where was I at? Oh yes. I'm just gonna ask this question. Seriously. I need to understand this because none of this kind of thing really makes sense to me. And mainly it's just because of the fact, not that I, don't appreciate the female form, okay? But, why do women feel, especially women in the fashion world or whatever, why do you guys insist on doing these like sheer dresses? Why do these women seem to think that, it's, and I'm just really spitballing here, but I'm really trying to understand this. I'm attempting to understand why you don't like it when you're objectified. Okay? Women nowadays, especially liberal women, don't like it when they're objectified. Yet they wear clothes that is literally designed for objectification. Case in point, Sydney Sweeney. She's wearing this sheer gown. Now, you can't really see it here on this photo that I'm showing, but I can show you another photo where, yeah, just about anything underneath, is visible. What happened to modesty? What happened to modesty? I mean, even back, and keep in mind here, this is just a matter of pure decency. I mean, you're sitting here and you're attempting to be some kind of let's just say role model, per se, for people and for women. I have no understanding of this. And they sit here, by the way, too. Many of these women have sat and criticized and have made comments about Melania, and Melania having posed nude for, I believe it was Playboy at the time. I'm just confused. I'm extremely confused here because this is just making absolutely zero sense to me. Why Why would you sit here and, I mean, I've even seen, now this actually really isn't as bad as what it could have been. But here, I mean, let me just show you here. Let's just go back. This is a close-up shot. And as you can see, yeah, everything is available. I mean, just take a look at this. This is almost like soft porn. I mean, let's be honest. This is almost like soft porn. Why? Why? What? I mean, what's the point in this? I mean, if you want to go without, undergarments, that's one thing. But seriously, you're in a dress that honestly is, you're on a public stage. I don't get it. I don't understand. This is not, this to me is not something that necessarily I would be advocating for, per se. I mean, again, where is the demure, so on and so. I mean, if you're going to do this, why not do what Melania did? I mean, why sit there and talk about Melania and her posing nude and being the first lady of the United States? But seriously, I mean, why? Why would you do this? What's the point? Why don't you just go and pose in a nudie magazine and just get it over with? You'd at least get paid for it. I mean, seriously, just, yeah. All right. I'll probably get in trouble for that. Probably going to get in trouble for it. Oh no, I'm trying to understand. I just don't get it. I really don't. All of the and some of the women that I've known throughout the years when I've asked questions, they're like, well, it makes me feel sexy. Okay, save it for the freaking bedroom then. Wear it for your husband on a date night where you're in the house. I mean, seriously, save it for your boyfriend or whatever in the house, however you want to work it. That doesn't need to be put out on the red carpet everywhere, because now there's nothing. There's no imagination. There's nothing at all. And by the way, those photos will never be able to be taken down. I mean, you've just put your body, you sold your body, and you've put it out in front of everybody for absolutely zero reason. You've gotten nothing out of it, except for shock value, I guess. Get people like me to talk about it, I suppose. But that just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, why? Why are you even bothering? What's the point? What is the point to all that? Just doesn't seem to make sense. Just doesn't seem to make sense. The same thing goes for things like, the OnlyFans. Oh my gosh. How many times have you seen videos on social media from OnlyFans models who make these videos and they're like, hey, and they say, I don't know, risque stuff or whatever in the thing, or maybe they kind of selectively edit things to make things, function or whatever. It's just like, folks, I'm sorry. I can't, I personally, as a man, as much as I appreciate the female form, I cannot get on board with the idea that doing something like that is considered womanly. I mean, yes, Melania did pose nude for a magazine. Okay. She did it prior to, her aspirations or becoming the first lady. Might as well. I mean, if you're going to do that, might as well do that. I don't understand. It's like, oh, it's a fashion model or whatever. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. All right, folks. Well, it looks like we are going to have to reschedule. It looks like we are going to have to reschedule the interview, which is fine. we'll go ahead and do that. That's not a problem. We'll try and test everything out ahead of time. And potentially we're looking at maybe probably most likely next Saturday. So, seriously. But anyway, so, all right, let's just go ahead and, yeah, so, all right. It looks like we picked up a person. Yeah. Oh, Coco. Exactly. Whoops. Coco. Exactly. Oh, you're out of here, dude. Goodbye. You're out of here. Yeah, Coco immediately. Coco, of course, called it out. She says an adult magazine is different than being on public stage for the world to see. So, so there you go. Anyway. All right. Yeah, folks. We'll reschedule. We'll get this done. I'm just going to say it's going to happen. So we will take care of it. Somehow. I don't know how, but we'll get it done. All right, folks, I'm going to end a little early for tonight. So I appreciate you being here and hanging in for as long as you did. We'll see what we can do for the interview. And like I said, this will be one of those things that we will see. All righty, folks. If you haven't already, go and head on over to rumble.com, get yourself an account. It is free. And, make sure that while you are there, sign up, get an account. It is free. And once you are signed up and signed in, make sure that you search up the American Perspective channel and hit that green follow button to get notified every time I go live. Also, too, don't forget to hit those thumbs up, thumbs downs, or, of course, if you're Free Chevy, who is not here tonight, but give a thumb sideways. And we will, across all of my platforms, whether it's X, YouTube, Facebook, or, of course, the aforementioned Rumble. We will see you tomorrow night. Well, no, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. Oh, my gosh. All right, we'll see you Monday. And don't forget to turn your clocks back tonight. Turn your clocks back 1 hour. Clocks back 1 hour, except if you're in Arizona and Hawaii and I'm trying to think. I can't remember the other one. Anyway, we will see you on Monday at the 5 p.m. hour. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on American Perspective. Have a great rest of your evening, and good night, everybody.